Thank you. It's a pleasure being the first presenter in this startup showcase. I'm representing Subcuject, and we are developing an osmotic wearable bolus injector. I'm CEO of the company, and my name is Jesper Rosted. And the challenge we are addressing is really that there are a lot of biologics in development. Quite a lot of these are being formulated for home use and for weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly administration. That results in a need for slow injection of a rather large volume of viscous drugs subcutaneously. Larger volumes, that is 1 or 2 milliliters and above. And slow injection means injection over minutes and not over seconds. And then if you look at the currently available injection solutions, then there are auto-injectors that are brilliant devices as pre-filled, but they are not really suitable for slow injection. They're not suitable for larger volumes, not more than 1 or 2 milliliter, and they cannot really handle very viscous drugs. Then there's a new class of injection devices coming up addressing this, called wearable bolus injectors. Most of them are based on electromechanics, and that means they become expensive. They are not really suited as pre-filled devices for single use and discard afterwards. And they tend to be complicated in use for patients, and they are also complicated for pharma to include in development, primarily due to use of non-standard materials in drug contact primary packaging. So what we are developing has the value proposition to become the most patient and environment-friendly pre-filled wearable bolus injector for single use. It has inherent low cost of goods, low complexity, and then it's designed to fit pharma development processes. For the patient, this kind of device really works by you take the pre-filled device out of the fridge, leave it for half an hour, peel off some paper backing, stick it on the skin, press a button, then after some minutes when it's done, you take it off and discard it. The technology we're using is brand new and extremely simple. It's just a standard cartridge holding the drug. Then there are 2 chambers of water separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Salt is released on one side of the membrane. Water is drawn in from the freshwater side, and this excess water then just drives the plunger of the cartridge hydraulically. Needle insertion and retraction is mechanically operated, and that means there are no motors, gears, batteries, whatever. This then leads to the low cost. And as we're using a standard cartridge for primary packaging of the drug, then there are no surprises for pharma companies relative to CMC. The market for bolus injectors is still in its early days, but there are huge expectations due to the biologics pipelines. Market forecasts say something like $800 million in 10 years' time. But you can also see the expectations when looking at deals in the space. And then here, 2 examples of companies that have clinical stage bolus injectors. Nothing on the market. The first one up there, Enable Injection, they raised a B round at a pre-money of above $100 million. And Sensine Medical was acquired by Gerresheimer, German company, for up to 750 million euros. So there are huge expectations to the field. Where we are now is that we are currently finalizing the concept or innovation phase, getting ready to go into change control and regulatory development. We have solid proof of concept and we do have working prototypes that show all functionality. Our cost of goods feasibility is confirmed, and we have a handful of very strong patent applications. On the customer side, since the company was founded, we've had very strong or very regular contact with quite a lot of the big pharma companies, and we do see extremely strong interest from them. They quite often call us. And our value proposition and the relevance of that is constantly confirmed both by pharma companies, but also by the big device players. So we really do believe it's relevant. The way we've set ourselves up is as a virtual organization, only do what others cannot do better. That means we'll not do manufacturing and set up quality system, which you can mess a lot around with. But drugs coming in as pre-filled in devices do require collaboration with pharma companies, as they will hold the registration file. Then also on the development and manufacturing, we are working with one of the biggest device contract manufacturers for both development and probably later manufacturing, which also gives credibility towards pharma companies, because it's all from our pharma companies, it's of course all about risk mitigation. The team we have is, we believe, both relevant and strong. Our founder and CTO, Claus Schmidt-Møller, was sole inventor of a number of Novo Nordisk injection devices, but he's also licensed technology and innovations to other top pharma companies and top device companies. Then on our board, we have Lars Carlsen, who has had several SVP positions at Novo Nordisk, among others for all of development, but also for devices and for business development. And we have Paul Jansen, who used to be head of devices at Sanofi, and prior to that at Eli Lilly. I myself have a background in business development, VC, and management of life science companies. And eventually, what we're looking for is 3 million euros. And that is going to be spent on developing a full regulatory file on the device in order to become ready for licensing or make license deals with pharma companies. And then we also intend to do an early human feasibility study. And our current investor base is quite simple. There's management and then 2 smaller Danish-based VCs. So, what we believe we have is the most patient and environment-friendly, pre-filled, wearable injector for single use, with inherent low cost of goods, low complexity, designed to fit pharma development processes, using a very unique and new drive concept, the osmotic actuator, and where we see high interest from pharma companies. Thank you.